everybody? We down here on the beach, me and my baby. Anyhow, wealth is a spiritual thing. This is what I'm realizing why I'm so wealthy now, rich and wealthy now. And poverty is a mental thing. Poverty is a mental. It has to do with your mind. The reason why I say that, I always use this example of Wyclef Jean or Jean. He was born in a shack in Haiti on dirt floor. But by the time he was 17, 18, 19, 21, he was a millionaire because of music. And countless stories are like this. Les Brown, him and his twin brother were living in an abandoned building, and their foster mother found them. Kind of not. I'm trying to say the story, but I might be off by a few facts. I don't know if she found them or somebody found them and gave them to her. But anyhow, Les Brown, Ashford and Simpson. Y'all remember Ashford and Simpson? The man in the relationship, he was a drug addict on the streets, and she found him. You know, he started coming to church and stuff like that, and they became Ashford and Simpson, very popular music group. The Jackson family were very dirt poor. Joe Jackson took his boys, taught them music, and they became the Jackson 5, and Michael Jackson became a result. What happened with all these people? What happened with all them people that they were dirt poor, but then they became incredibly rich, incredibly wealthy? What happened with them? They had a paradigm shift in their mind. Something clicked. Joe Jackson was like, the fuck? Nah, this ain't happening. This ain't happening. I'm teaching my boys what I know, which is music. We're gonna go to every talent show. Anybody that will let us perform, we performing everywhere until we make it. Same with New Edition. Same with most artists. Okay. Was it Dave Thomas or Thompson, owner of Wendy's? Same thing. I had a paradigm shift in my mind. I was evicted from my studio apartment for $80 for being $80 short and about 5 days late. And I had a paradigm shift in my mind. I said I would never rent again. I don't give a fuck. If I have to live in my automobile, I don't give a fuck. I will never rent again. And I never did. And I never have. Because what happened was I did end up living in my automobile, my little pickup truck, and long as you get on the path, your path will be illuminated. That's why people keep saying, don't think, just do. Don't think, just do. Because as you're doing, your path will be illuminated. Your path will be, you just be literally walking down the street even. And something will tell you, go right. And you go right. And boom, there it is, what you were looking for. Maybe the love of your life, maybe the house you always wanted, the job you always wanted. Something just told you go right. Maybe you see a lottery number, you play it, you win. Your path will be illuminated. Just do it. Just do it. That's why Nike say just do it. And it's a check mark. Okay? It's just a mental thing. You just need a mental shift in your mind. You just need a mental shift in your mind. Now, from that mental, the next level up is spiritual. Okay? So now that you've mentally, you had a paradigm shift and you've gotten out of poverty mentally, the next thing is now your spiritual kick in. Now you become spiritual because you've been educated and your mental has shifted. So now you're out of poverty, you're in the middle or middle class or whatever, you working, whatever, you got a little life going on for yourself. How do I become rich and wealthy? Why am I stuck in this middle class? Why do I keep working, living paycheck to paycheck, like all the middle class? It's a spiritual thing. It's a spiritual thing. Now you have to learn to go back and be humble as a little offspring. You have to have an imagination. You have to see things as though they were. So now it's beyond just mental. Now it's a spiritual thing. Okay? You have to envision. You have to believe and know beyond belief. You have to know that you have this thing or this person. Okay? I can't explain it. You just have to see $1 million, $100 million and know that's mine. You just have to see the love of your life and know that's she's yours. He's yours. You just have to see the automobile you want and know that it's yours. Right now I'm sitting in my truck that I manifested. It only cost me $1,400. 4x4, the exact truck that I wanted. I manifested it. I have the woman, the love of my life. I have my offsprings, two handsome boys and a beautiful princess. I live in a mansion. I live on a ranch. I live in my truck sometime, being nomadic. I live in my travel trailer. I live on a beach. I live behind the Albemarle Sound. I have places in Miami. I have 30 something properties in 8 states. I'm living my dream life. And I say to myself, how did I get this life? Like when I found this truck, I'm like, this dude gonna sell me this truck for $1,400? What? I couldn't believe it. When I met my woman, I'm like, oh my God. And what's so funny is me and her been friends on Facebook for years. She's been watching my channel for a long time. And we just finally connected. So a lot of times what you want is right there. It's right there. You just have to connect with it. Okay? Land. I mean, it's the easiest thing. Like, I cannot comprehend why everybody don't own a piece of land. It's the easiest thing. Okay? People are literally out here giving land away. Like, hey, I'm dying. Hey, I'm getting a divorce. I ain't doing nothing with it. They just looking for somebody that's going to be a good steward of the land. A good steward of the land. That's what it be a lot of times. It's not a money thing. A lot of times, because you can't take it with you. I know so many people that got property. There's a guy, I forgot his name. This lady found him, and the lady's like a really rich lady. She was a realtor, and she owned a lot of properties and all that type of stuff. And I'm sure you guys have heard stories like this before. And she was like, hey, I see what you're doing. I really admire you. You're doing your thing. You remind me of myself. You're like a male version of me, blah, blah, blah. I want to give you my properties. I want to pass them on to you. I don't have any offsprings, and I want to give them to him. And she gave him her properties. She had money. She didn't need the money. So the things that made her money, which were the properties, she gave it to somebody else. She gave those assets to him. So now he will make money. It happens all the time. When a person loves you, they'll give themselves to you. So it's not about working hard to acquire anything. It's about manifesting it. It's about being on the level spiritually for it to come to you. How many times you got some extra money by winning it, or getting extra money on your earned income tax check, or getting some extra money from your job, or getting some extra money from a side hustle, a side gig, or getting an extra tip. Somebody gave you a $50 or $100 tip. I've done it a lot of times. I've given people $10 tips when they expected $1, $100 tips when they expected $10. I've done it a lot of times. How many times have unexpected money and people have tipped me $100? I had a lady tip me $100. Hey, if my husband asks, tell him I gave you 700, but here's 800. It happens to me all the time. So money is not a thing. Wealth and riches is not a thing that you have to work hard for. You have to be on a spiritual level for. It's here abundantly for all of us. All these people, you hear the noise in my background, cars coming by, people rushing to work, killing themselves. I gotta go to work, gotta go to work, gotta go to work. Y'all always see me on video. Dang, does this guy ever work? And y'all see me do work sometimes. When I'm working my contracting business, and you know me being on video, YouTube, this is like work right here. But y'all see me all the time, just having so much fun, being happy, healthy, wealthy, and living my best life. The reason why is I've connected spiritually with abundance, with riches, with wealth. I've connected spiritually with it. Most of you smarter than me. I don't know nothing about technology. It's a lot of shit I don't know. I just know how to build houses. I'm a finished carpenter by trade. I know how to fix on cars a little bit. I know a little bit of a lot of stuff, but a lot of this hardcore shit, I don't know. Technology. I'm writing a book right now. I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing. You know, I give y'all my phone number because I'm not no email type of person. I finally figured out emailing, but I still don't know everything about emailing and all this type of shit. It's a lot of shit I don't know. But I'm rich, I'm wealthy. I have a wonderful relationship. I have wonderful offsprings, a wonderful life. How does this guy don't even have a bachelor's degree, a master's degree? Some of y'all got 2-3 master's degree, and you can't find anybody to save your life. You just throwing your pussy everywhere. All kind of dudes done ran through you. You know, you throwing your dick everywhere. You know, you fucking and sucking on everybody and everything. You know, you unhappy on your job. You first of all, you work for somebody. You know how many people I know got 2-3 master's degrees and get up every day. Let me just call it day because you in a daze and go to work for somebody. How you have 2 master's degree and you still getting up and going to work for somebody? And you have motherfuckers out here that ain't even had an 8th grade education, on their own business, making millions of dollars. Okay? It's just connecting spiritually. It has nothing to do with your education. You have people come on YouTube, talk dumb shit, do dumb shit, and make millions of dollars. But this other person got 2-3 master's degree and they can't, it doesn't connect with them. So, let me just go on YouTube and do some dumbass videos and make millions of dollars. Okay? I'm telling you, all you have to do is connect spiritually. Everything is right there. Sometimes I'm like, God, people really this dumb? But I'm not judging anybody. I used to be that dumb. I'm not judging anybody. I you know, when I was 21, I sold a lot of cars. 20, 21, 22, up to about 25, 26. I sold a lot of cars. I had a peak when I was like 21. I made about $300,000 and I blew it all. I blew all the money. But that was just buying a car, fixing it, whatever little issue it had, most times just detailing the car and selling it. And I would average about $1,000 per car. And I would buy cars for $500, $600, $700, $800, $200. Throw $1,000 on it and sell it. Do that 300 times on average, that's 300,000. And I'm like, okay, you got motherfuckers out here have 2-3 master's degrees, college educated, work 10, 12 hours a day. I'm gonna call it a day because it's y'all in the days. And they don't even make that. They make 30,000. Back then, being a teacher, you made $30,000. How the fuck did I make 300,000 just buying cars and selling them? Something easy. And again, the business didn't cost me nothing. You buy your first car for $500, $600, $700, $800, put $1,000 on it, detail the hell out of it, throw a little $200, $300 paint, simple shit you could do, and throw $1,000 on it. Somebody gonna buy it. It's like y'all buy these shoes, clothes, anything that it costs 5 cents, $5, and y'all pay $50 and $500 for this dumb shit. Companies, retailers literally just throw a number on some shit and y'all just pay it. Everybody just pay it. I do it too. I do it all the time. I bought something the other day. It was a little can thing. And I'm like, I know this costs 5 cents, literally 5 cents, 50 cents to make, but I paid $5 for it. I really wanted it. I paid $5 for it. From 5 and below. 5 and below, their markup was probably $3, $4 by the time they got it to the store. And I paid the $5. I needed it. You know, I bought a smartwatch. I actually bought it from a pawn shop for like $60. Okay. I needed this watch but if you notice what I did, I got a leather strap under it because I don't like the sensor thing that goes onto there. You know, I don't need motherfuckers reading my heart rate and all that type of shit. So I got a leather thing to go onto there. And I need a smartwatch because, you know, if my battery's charging on my phone and I need to answer my phone, you know, I could just look at my watch and answer my watch and know who's calling. If I have a Bluetooth in my ear, because I didn't want shit in my ear anymore, dealing with my brain like that. So I got the watch, finally, you know, got a smartwatch. I never wanted one really, and I barely wear it. As you could see, it's sitting up here on my thing. I just put it on, you know, kind of like if my battery's going low on my phone, I need to charge my phone, or, you know, I'm stepping away from my phone, I put the watch on, you know, I'm stepping away from my phone, but not too far from your phone. You can't step too far from your phone. Then I just use my watch as a phone, right? So this is like having another phone without having another phone, getting another service. But I paid $60 for it, and I know this thing costs about $5 to manufacture, you know, but we all do it. And again, they just throw a price on it. Same with an iPhone. You paying $1,500 for a damn phone, and it's 50 cents, $5 to manufacture these things. $50 at most by the time it get to the iStore or whatever. And y'all buy an iPhone every freaking year. Y'all buy an iPhone. All right? I'm telling you guys, all people do is get shit, throw prices on it. The price is determined by how bad you want it. How bad you want it. Y'all want these big old mega mansions so bad. Y'all pay 3, 4, 500,000 for it. And I be telling y'all, I build houses. I'm building 4 houses right now in Fayetteville, North Carolina. It does not cost that much to build a house, especially if you know how to physically with your hand build a house. Most of what you're paying for when you're building a house is labor costs. If you could do your own labor, there's a guy that built a house with him and his offsprings. It's on YouTube. You could look up Father Bill's house with his children or kids. I say offsprings. I don't say children or kids. For like $50,000, they built a whole house. That house would sell for about $250,000 or more, maybe $1 million in California. He built it for $50,000. Okay? So you can have anything and everything. You just need to have a spiritual connection to it. But first, you need a mental disconnect from the matrix and a mental connect to disconnect. Okay, you need a mental connect to disconnect. First, mentally, you need to realize you need to disconnect from the matrix. Once you have that paradigm shift that, I need to disconnect from this shit. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do, but I just need to disconnect from this shit. That's the first thing needs to happen. You don't know what you're gonna do, how you're gonna do it. You quit your job, You don't know what you're gonna do for money. You break up in a relationship. You don't know who the fuck you're gonna be with next, but you just don't know you don't need to be with this motherfucker. It's just like a relationship. That's a perfect example. You break up with somebody, you don't even know who the fuck you're gonna be with next. All you know is you don't need to be with this motherfucker. Okay? That's all you know. All right? That ever happened to you guys? You break up with somebody. Let's go down this road. You break up with somebody break up with you, and you don't know who you are gonna be with. You're crying, you're heartbroken, you're going through all these emotions because you lonely, you don't want to be alone, you really don't want to be without this person, but you just know this person is completely wrong for you. And you finally break up with them. Okay? This is what you guys need to do mentally with everything else. Just break up with yourself. Just break up with your old self. Become new. You need to just break up with your old self or your current self. Just have a breakup, divorce, separate, whatever you want to call it. Once that happens, you're going to go through a phase of just being in a wilderness, basically. Don't know where you're going, don't know your left from your right, have no guidance, have no idea of anything. And you're going to be like, oh my God, let me just go back to this person. And a lot of you do, you go back to your ex because you're familiar. You're like, well, at least I know the sex good, the money good, whatever, I'll just put up with it. And a lot of people go right back to their old person they was with. And you do it on a higher level, you go back to your old life because you don't know no better. You don't know how to just hold on, so to speak. But those that don't go back to their ex, don't go back to their former life, start to have a spiritual awakening. To have a spiritual awakening, you have to go through the wilderness. I had my spiritual awakening because I lived in my car on and off for 2 years. I had a spiritual awakening. I got out the matrix. I had a spiritual awakening. Once I had that spiritual awakening and I got out the matrix, or once I got out the matrix, then I had my spiritual awakening, my path started being illuminated. I started to see clearly what I needed to do. Because when I got out the matrix, it was like, okay, I'm not going to rent, so that means I need to buy a house. So I went down all the avenues of buying a house, trying to fix my credit, trying to do this, trying to do that. I'm like, man, this is some bullshit. And then it just came to me. The path was just illuminated. It just came to me. Because the whole time I was trying to figure out how to buy a house, because I keep hearing about buy a house, no money down, low money down, no credit. I was into all of that, right? The whole time I'm trying to go through all of that, I'm living in my truck under a tree in the park, which a park is some land, ain't nothing but land, right? And I said to myself, what the fuck? I live on land. Why don't I just find a piece of land to live on to park my truck? And I already know people be living in their RVs because right in the park, I see people living in RVs. I'm like, what the fuck? This is it. Let me find a piece of land. And I didn't even know how I was going to do it. I just knew. I just knew when it computed, when I had that paradigm shift in my mind of buying land, I just knew that was where. It's like sometimes you don't even know how you know or what you know, but you just know. And you just know you know. I didn't know how I was going to buy land or anything. Something in me just said, you are going to buy land. And I knew without a shadow of a doubt, I was going to own land. So my mind opened up to it. Soon as my mind opened up to it, I was on YouTube one yay. Y'all call it day, I call it yay. And I started seeing videos of people buying land, owner financing. And it made sense how and why. It's land. You cannot just pick it up, walk away with it. It's not a house where you could burn it down and you got to keep insurance on it. People that sell land, especially as a business, owner financing, they understand and overstand, hey, I can sell this land to somebody. I don't have to worry about them destroying it or anything like that. Really, yeah, people can change a oil on the land and do mechanic work on the land and fuck up the soil, and yeah, shit like that can happen, but the earth cleanses itself. Okay, the most thing is a house. Somebody, you could build a beautiful house, remodel a house, the tenant get in there, the owner, the tenant buyer get in there and fuck up the house. But with land, you know, you own a, say you own a piece of land right now and you sold it to somebody, owner financing. You're all you're doing is collecting money. You have no maintenance, nothing of that sort. So this is why it's so easy to own or finance land. So when I realized this, I'm like, okay, boom. Google popped right up. This dude, I met this dude. He was like, yeah, you know, I go to the tax deed sales, I buy lands and stuff like that. And I turn around and sell them owner financing, of course, with a profit. And I was like, cool. And he's honest. So I was like, I don't mind you making a profit. Shit, I'm a businessman too. I completely get making a profit. He's like, don't be mad at me. You see that I bought something for 1,000 and sold it to you for 9,000. I'm like, I ain't mad. Shit, fuck, I'm gonna be mad for. You know what I'm saying? Anyhow, he didn't have anything for sale, but I met another lady named Miss Maria, and Miss Maria had some land for sale, an acre and a quarter. I paid about 9,000 for it. $350 down. $350 down. Okay, and I was paying $450 a month, an acre and a quarter. I ended up selling the land maybe 3 or 6 months later for about $16,000. Okay, I owned the land for $350. That's all I paid her was $350. Sold it, was making a few payments for $450. Sold it for $16,000. Walked away with 4,500. After closing, I took off ever since. I took off ever since. Okay? I'm like, why didn't I do this years ago? Why did nobody teach me this when I was 12, 16, 21 years old? Why nobody told me this? Why I've been renting? At that time, I was like 37, 38. You know, I moved out when I was 17. Why I've been paying rent for 20 years? I'm like, why I've been paying for 10, 20 years? Why my father, mother, uncle, cousin, auntie, nobody taught me just buy a piece of land and live on your land, cultivate the land. And at that time, I wasn't even living on my land yet. And somebody made me an offer and I sold my land, made $4,500. Why nobody taught me this? So I came up with teaching you guys this. So I'm solving the problem of you guys being so frustrated trying to buy property, trying to get in real estate and cannot get in. I've solved that problem. I've solved that problem. Okay? I went through it and now I'm going to teach you guys what I went through and how you guys can also own property for $200, $300, $400, $500 down, but properly. A lot of you guys be going on these websites yourself, be doing stuff yourself, and you're doing it the wrong way. You don't know you have to have all your documents notarized. You don't know the property need to be perkable, or if it's not perkable, the price needs to reflect that and get it for a low price. You don't know how to call the county, ask certain questions. You guys don't know. You don't know how to put your property in a trust. You don't even know what a trust is. It's a lot of things you don't know. You don't know what you don't know. Okay? But I'm telling you guys, all you need is a mental shift. When you sit out on a fucking toilet, you don't know. if you was blindfolded or blind and I sat you down, you would not know if you were sitting on a real fucking flushing toilet or a bucket. A lot of you guys, I can't live like that. I can't shit no bucket. It's ignorance. My people go astray because of ignorance. You are broke. You are in poverty. You are living paycheck to paycheck because you are ignorant. I was ignorant too for 20 years. I'm not judging anybody. Because of ignorance. You first need a mental shift. Then you're going to go through the wilderness for a little bit. You're going to go through crying nights because you're lonely. You miss your boo. And then you're going to have a spiritual awakening. You need to have that time. Your body is purging you of your old self. You're fasting. You need to fast. Y'all need to fast, period. Y'all think y'all need food? No, y'all need to fucking fast. Y'all need to physically fast. Okay? Y'all need to just buy fruits. Just fruits, not even vegetables. Just buy fruits. Fruits and water. Y'all need to cleanse yourself and fast. Y'all eating McDonald's, Burger King, all this toxic poison food. I don't buy that shit. If I go somewhere and somebody cook it or or treat me to it, then I'll do it. But I do not buy meat. Y'all would never catch me buying meat in a grocery store. I go straight to the produce section, buy my fruits and vegetables. That's it. When y'all see I eat meat, that's because somebody treated me to a dinner or whatever you want to call it. If y'all see me eat some type of rich food, somebody bought that for me or gave it to me. And I don't even eat from everybody. So somebody I trust made some wonderful food and gave it to me. Okay? All I eat is fruits and vegetables. That's all I eat. I pretty much fast. I'm always on a fast. I'm always on a fast. All right? I'm telling you guys, you have to, and I was watching Mr. Golden, Miriam Golden, and he said, if you notice in the Bible, it's always talking about a tree of life, tree of knowledge, tree of good and evil. Jesus was killed on a tree. Trees come from the ground, earth. When God supposedly put us here, God put us in the Garden of Eden, a garden. That is where we're supposed to be. In the garden with trees. Live by the tree, die by the tree. Live in the tree, because houses are nothing but trees. Wood chopped up. We ought to be connected back with nature. But y'all are caught up in the city life. Y'all are caught up with the get up, get a job, go to work hard, put on makeup, pay car notes. I drive a 2007 truck. I have a 92 truck. I have a 2004 truck. I have a 2007 van. I have another 2007 truck. My baby, she got a Acura, an older Acura. We don't have no car notes. No car notes. Okay? I'm telling you guys, all you have to do is stop thinking that you have to have the fancy car and have a car note. Stop thinking that, oh, if I get an old car, it's going to break down. No. If you get a newer car, it's going to break down. You're going to have to fix a car regardless. It's a mechanical machine. Okay? You know, stop thinking you need a big house. It's just a big ass box with a bunch of material in it. Stop thinking you need to shit on a conventional toilet. All you need to do is get the shit out of you. So you could shit in something like a bottle, or you could shit and piss in something like a bottle. You can shit and piss in a porcelain toilet. You could shit and piss on a gold bucket. It does not matter. You just need to get the shit and piss out your body. You could piss and shit on the ground, dig a hole, piss and shit on the ground. You just need it out your body. Stop thinking it's some people, they will not piss or shit until they sitting on a fucking regular toilet. It's mental. They have this mental. Some people will not piss or shit until they go home. They won't piss or shit in a public toilet or a toilet at their friend's house. They can only piss on shit when they get home. That's something mental. That is something mental. Okay? They can't think to themselves, let me just clean the toilet off. This, that, and the third, whatever. That is something mental. It's all mental. Most people have a mental blockage, is why you're in poverty. All people that are in poverty, it's a mental blockage. Okay? And then the reason why you're stuck at middle class, you don't have that spiritual awakening, that spiritual connection. You're comfortable at middle class. You're comfortable in the matrix. You need to get out the matrix. Realize it's a matrix. You don't need to impress anybody. You don't need a fancy car, a fancy house. You don't need to impress anybody. Get out the matrix. And then once your body has fasted and purged, you will see clearly. Your path will be illuminated. That's why they call them Illuminati, or the illuminated ones. Their path is illuminated. They see these higher so-called people in society. They just know esoteric knowledge. They just practice basic things that you Christians, you religious people claim you practice, but you don't. Y'all claim y'all practice, but y'all don't. All you have to do is practice what your religious books teach you and what you know innately in your spirit. Innately in your spirit, you know you're supposed to be living in nature. Okay? Innately in your spirit, you know you are supposed to be living in nature. You know, none of this shit matters. We really supposed to be out here wearing bear coats, kill a bear, make some clothes out of that, take the cotton, make clothes out of that. We ain't supposed to be wearing no polyester and plastic and all this dumb shit. We're really supposed to be taking our food off the tree and pulling it out the ground, eating it. We really ain't supposed to be cooking nothing and all that type of shit. We're the only beings that cook shit. I never seen another animal cook anything. They just gather their food and eat it. We the only ones cook shit. We the only ones cook our food. We the only ones cook our food. All we need to be doing is taking our food off the tree or out the ground and eating it. We don't need to be processing anything to turn it into bread, to turn it into anything else. You have something called breadfruit. It's a bread, but it grows as a fruit. We grow it in Jamaica and in the Caribbean and South America. It tastes just like bread, like the bread you buy in a store. It's called breadfruit. Look it up. You take your breadfruit. If you want, you could take whatever, peanut butter and jelly, put it right on there, eat it. Tastes just like regular bread. Everything you could think of that is processed and fed to you in a grocery store grows out the earth. Bread grows out the earth naturally. Bread grows out the earth naturally. The real rice we're supposed to be eating, you don't need to cook it. In Asia, they take the rice and they eat the rice just like that. You don't need to cook it. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Anyhow, let me get out of here, man. I love y'all. Every minute of every yay, millions of dollars come to us now, instantly, effortlessly, naturally now. Every minute of every yay, millions of dollars come to us now, instantly, effortlessly, naturally now. Every minute of every yay, millions of dollars come to us now, instantly, effortlessly, naturally now. I love you guys. Get in my mastermind, 754-229-0940. I'm on a mission to make at least 1 million people, landowners, real estate owners, and millionaires. I'm gonna show you guys how I rent my land out on Airbnb and other platforms. I don't have to rent a house. I just rent the land out to people that need somewhere to park. And they want to park on the land, in the trees. Telling you, the land provides everything for you. Your food, where you live, your income. It all comes out the land. It's amazing. It is amazing. I love you guys, man. Me and my baby, we're about to get 10 more acres. You know, we're gonna just have the land, cut the grass, and rent the land out. People want to come out, hang out, barbecue. We're gonna put some grills out there, put some little shack cabins out there, rent them out. It's gonna provide our income, our food, everything, our place to live, everything. Love you guys. 754-229-0940. Peace.